In the world of interior design, there are two things that scare a man to death. That is purchasing a cup that doesn't have a logo on it and decorating with color. And in today's video, we're gonna work on one of those. Now, when male subscribers reach out to me asking for design advice, they send me photos of their home, and let me tell you, they all look like this. And they all write that they want help adding color, but they don't know how. Well, today, boys, we're gonna talk about how. In this video, we're tackling a room sent to me by one of my real-life male subscribers. We're gonna talk through ways to decorate when color freaks you out, and then we are going to decorate the room of our real bachelor subscriber using these ideas. Let's kick it.
Look. I ain't scared of nothing, really they come from nothing. Boys think they the same, but
this is the room sent to me by one of my subscribers. It is a real room, and we are really going to help decorate it. Cool. There is a form linked in the description of this video where bachelors and non-bachelors alike can submit their space. And when you submit your space, I also ask subscribers to send me a design style that inspires them. It can be a Pinterest board, an inspo board, a mood board, or just a picture of some other rooms that you really like, that you aspire to. And let me tell you what, when male subscribers send me their like inspo style, 95% of the time it's this bullshit, okay? It's like an orange couch or a forest green couch and then a dark forest green wall behind it. It's plants everywhere. It's this like orange, green, boho. I don't even know what this is, but this is the only thing people send me, and I'm gonna say right now, I don't believe you guys. I don't believe that 95% of the men on earth who want to decorate their rooms only like this style. I think that this is just the only design style a lot of guys have found so far that isn't strictly black, white, gray, but is still a room they'd feel comfortable in. So TLDR, it is really hard to get exposed to different design styles. Like Instagram and Pinterest can kind of just feed you the same thing over and over. So I get it. And for that reason, I have made a Pinterest board to get y'all started if you are a bachelor who's afraid of color or just a human being who is afraid of color but also wants to start introducing more color in their home. There's a free to access, free to the world Pinterest board linked in this video. And there's a huge variety of inspo in there that uses color in like a gradual way. So if I were you, I would click on that Pinterest board. It's free to access. And if you see an image that resonates with you, click into that image on Pinterest and then scroll down, and Pinterest will branch off and show you more images like this, I think is what they say. So the Pinterest board has a huge variety. Go in there. If you see 3 that inspire you, click in and branch off of those, and it's going to feed you some more varied design inspo that might inspire you a little bit more. Because this orange green thing, no. The fact that almost everyone sends it to me makes me know it's not actually your taste, because taste is way more personal than 95% of all men having the same design style. It's not true. It's a lie. Amen. Okay, so we are going to put together a design plan for decorating this bachelor space, but first I want to talk through some decorating principles that will help you if you're trying to decorate but you're afraid of color. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, a child even, a cat or a dog, these principles help everyone, but I do know, based on things sent to me, that a lot of men are afraid of color. So if you're afraid of color, think about instead dimension, adding dimension to your space. That can be something that's sculptural, a literal sculpture, or something like a lamp that has some dimension to it. Not like a skinny lamp on a pole, but something with a body, right? Something that's more three-dimensional, voluminous. That can also be oddly shaped furniture, not just a flat table, but like a side table with some body. Bring dimension in. The things that get more three-dimensional than just like a poster on a wall, a picture on a wall, a photo on a wall, okay? Let's think about dimension. Let's live in 3D. You can also think about contrast and tone. So even if you want to do like an all-neutral space, we're too nervous to bring in color, that's fine. You can make a beautiful space that way. But let's stay away from black and white and gray, and think about cream, charcoal, taupe, tan. This color that people call mink, okay? There's a lot of other neutral tones that are not just like the blackest black that is like the IKEA frame and just like white and then gray. The problem with gray is that it's nothing, okay? Gray clashes with nothing, like it kind of fits in, it never seems that out of place, which I think is why a lot of people choose it, but it also does nothing, it gives nothing. There's no contrast, there's no friction, there's no interest. And I think people choose gray a lot because they're like afraid of making a mistake. Gray is the mistake. Listen to me. Gray is like an anonymous color. It's nothing, it's faceless, it's no one.
Who are you?
No one.
I said it. It's just a complete lost opportunity to add some personality or add something personal. If you're scared of adding color, think about texture instead. So let's vary those materials. I'm talking wool, I'm talking silk, woven stuff, anything that can give you a little bit like electric, static shock. If you shuffle your feet on it, that's good. That means no more metal, okay? No more metal, no more faux leather couches, boys. We've done enough, okay? Wood, natural materials, even paint sheens can add texture. If you have some matte paint finishes and then like a high gloss or a semi-gloss finish, that adds dimension to a room because it reflects light differently. So it will show like dimension on a wall with trim, something like that, okay? You also want to think about pattern. You can add in pattern. I'm talking geometric shapes. I'm talking stripes, y'all. I'm talking a check for the love of God. If you're afraid of color, you can also decorate thinking about busyness and negative space. Volume, fullness, and negative space. Busyness on the wall, and then a break for the eye, negative space. This tension between like fullness, busyness, and breathing room is a principle that's core to almost every creative medium on earth, I will say. So thinking about varying those things, as opposed to you're in a room with 4 walls and you've got one print on one wall, one print on one wall, one print on one wall, one print on one wall. It's like, okay, so stuff is like evenly dispersed, but there's no collection of busyness and then no breathing room. It's kind of just like an even... It's like the equivalent of gray. It's just like an even dispersion of nothingness. We're not in trouble, but nothing's interesting. And lastly, if you're afraid of color, but you are ready to start bringing in some color, it doesn't have to be everything. Focus on like one color pop in the room. It can be like one boldly colored rug, one great colorful artwork on the wall. And when I say artwork, I mean a finished artwork. I mean, you've thought about the frame, you've thought about the mat. And this stuff does get expensive. Like framing artwork gets expensive. So not everything needs to be amazing, but if you've like one great piece, that can do a lot of the heavy lifting for adding personality and interest in your space. A single bold colored piece of furniture, okay? Look at these photos. They have men in them. So you know that they're for men. Every time I talk about these like gender design preferences, there's always someone in the comments who gets upset that I'm like putting genders into boxes, which of course it is ridiculous. Obviously, there's a lot more nuance to every person, and no, there's not just like design for men and design for women and design for cats or whatever. There's a lot more nuance than that, but I hope everyone can also join me in like understanding what I'm talking about, okay? Let's all be reasonable here. What I know is that I get sent design conundrums from my female subscribers and my male subscribers, and I know what each of those look like. I see thousands of them every day, and I know that usually the men who are struggling with decorating, it's black, white, gray, and they want to know how to learn color. How to learn it, how to add color. So that's what I'm talking about. These are broad strokes generalizations, but we're talking about, you know, if I collect design inspo from my personal Pinterest board, I know that it probably doesn't go over well with my brother or my random male friend who is just getting into design. There are some generalizations in preference there. It's not as strict as boy-girl. I understand that, but I also I also see the things sent to me by the male subscribers and the female. So that's my data. Here we go. I hope it's helpful.
Running through fire in a cold white light. Got my sins in my pocket.
Huzzah! Let's decorate this bachelor's room. Cool. So this room was sent to me by a subscriber named Sander. He says he's from Norway. He's a 25-year-old guy. I feel like the space does not seem that cohesive and maybe lacks some character, and I'm struggling to figure it out. It's very gray and has a bit of different styles mixed together. I recently added some art I had stashed away, not totally sure about them yet, and newly purchased couch cushions. But you might not approve of the cushions as they are mostly brown. Sorry, lol. It's okay, I allow. Okay, I bought the couch, glass coffee table, curtains, and dining table and chairs from the previous owner when I moved in, so I have not chosen those myself. Okay, good to know. I'm thinking of adding a carpet and changing out the curtains to a more heavy and stylish fabric, but I would really appreciate your help. Feel free to do anything to the room, as I like a lot of different styles. Love the vids, and congrats, cute, on your new apartment. Regards, Sander. What a classy man signing his submissions. Regards. That is classy. I might start doing that. Regards. Regards as hell, bro. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your space with us, Sander. I love that you are trying to add more interest and you recognize there's a lot of gray, a lot of neutral. You're trying to add in more art. You're asking for advice, like all amazing things. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna say let's focus just on his living space and let's dive in. Actually, is it Xander? I don't know. How do you pronounce the Norwegian name Sander? Sander.
Sander.
Sander. We've got that figured out. Okay, Sander, things that I love. I love that you added in some new art that you love. One of them even has color in it. I like it. And the other one, I think this is a Mad Men icon. It's like the Mad Men, like falling guy. Fun. I like it. Let me talk to you about this globe right now. I know what this is. This is a globe rolling bar cart. It opens and then you can put bar stuff or whatever inside of it. And I know that because Justin has the same one. Great. I think we're selling it, actually. I didn't tell him he had to sell it. He volunteered to sell it. So I love your coffee table. I think the coffee table, the glass, like waterfall glass coffee table is awesome. I love that you want to add in a rug. There's a really cool like texture on the ceiling. I like that. I enjoy. Now let's talk about things we want to burn. Step number one, Sander, we are going to burn the curtains. You're correct. Your instincts are correct. And these curtains just feel very grandma and not even nice for grandma. They have those like huge grommets on top and they're bad. I'm just going to say they're bad. We're going to burn them. Okay, my other complaints. The things that I think are standing between you and a room that feels more personal, more designed, something that you like. I find your sofa to be a little bit rude. It's gray as hell. This is just like the most kind of nothing sofa. Like it's not adding a ton of interest anywhere. You don't have to burn it. And I know it's really expensive to just like buy a new sofa, or it doesn't have to be. You can buy it secondhand, but it's definitely not helping you if you're trying to get like to a more personal decorated space. It is an obstacle between you and having taste in this room. But I'm not going to tell you just buy a new sofa. We're going to work with it because I think this is the position a lot of people are in. Cool. I also see that in this space, there's no ability to really like gather or circle or converse. It's like everyone just has to sit on the couch together, which if I know men, they don't like to have their knees touched. So hopefully we're going to make a little bit more of a conversation area. Now let's design. So we already burned the curtains, great. And I love your idea to buy some heavier curtains. Yeah, something that has like a material that has a little bit of weight to it. A little bit of texture even would be nice. Like don't get the cheapest curtain you can get. Even if you get a really neutral color, let's say a cream color. If you get something with texture like a linen or a woven curtain or something, there's great ones on Etsy, that already can add like maturity and interest and depth to the room. And I'm gonna say let's go ahead, and I think the walls are gray, if I can tell in this photo. Let's paint all the walls like a warm white to get rid of that like gray and then like the stark white that's on the side. Let's make it a warm white. This is an open concept space, meaning that the living space is connected to the dining space. There's no like hard end to different rooms. And so in those spaces, I do think it's better to keep the colors light and kind of neutral. Do not put a forest green accent wall up there. Please do not. We're going to bring in interest in other ways. Oh, I should have said before too. Something else that's going to brighten up the room is we're not keeping those curtains over the window. That's where the natural light comes from. And the natural light is what keeps us from ending our lives. Do not cover up that window, okay? If you need to have blinds and lower the blinds sometimes, okay. If you need a little shade, okay. Don't just cover the window with the curtain, okay? We can just end it now if that's what we're going to do. To your point about adding a rug, I would love to add a rug. Let's do it. I'm going to say the rug's an opportunity for a pop of color. I know that Sonder feels okay with red. He's got his red art. Let's do it like an even deeper red. Is it a burgundy wine color? Merlot even? Just like a deep, hearty, dark red hue. I like the idea of doing like a completely monochromatic rug, like no pattern. You totally can do a pattern, but I think this would be fun to do, so let's do it. This is all hypothetical. It's not really happening, so we can do whatever I say. Fun. And then let's move the couch off of the corner a little bit, even if we can, just a little bit. It's kind of like squinched in the corner. If we can give it a little bit of breathing room, that would be fabulous, Sonder. Cool. We've already got some color and some texture going on in this room. Fabulous. I'm going to go ahead and say, let's swap the placements of your artworks. I kind of want to see more of that red in that first view when we look at the room, so let's just swap them. Then something else I would do for this red artwork that's on a canvas, you can leave just a canvas up on the wall, but I would love to get it framed. The frame you'll need for a canvas is called like a floater frame, is usually what they call it. I just did this upgrade for 2 artworks I have in my home that were just a canvas or a board, and getting it in a floater frame. It's like a very cool kind of like masculine look. I love it. And I'll link where I got my floater frame completely custom sized to the artwork. And it was very affordable. It's little things like this that are going to make a huge difference. I would do like a deep wood tone, medium or dark wood tone for that. And you're just going to be shocked at the difference. It's going to look way more like you're a designer. Ooh, one thing I forgot to mention. Let's upgrade. I spot a solid black IKEA frame on that Mad Men poster. Let's make it a wood frame. Come on. You knew I was going to say that. Let's just do it. And then let's keep thinking about that back wall, which is basically the focal point. It's the thing we see when we enter the room. I think we could flesh it out a little bit, add some interest, add some functionality, some storage, and make it feel kind of like study vibes. We could line that with bookshelves. There's the Billy bookshelf from IKEA that comes in like a wood tone. You could stack up a row of them right there. It'd be very affordable. It's got like a good deep wood tone. I just think it would be like a really cool, somewhat built-in effect. I'm going to link all the products I talk about, by the way, but before you go and buy anything, you need to check your own dimensions. I don't have dimensions for Sonder's room, and all viewers watching, like check dimensions and everything before you buy something. But I love just flanking that wall there. And now the room is like kind of embraced a little bit. It feels a little cozier. We've incorporated another good texture with the wood. Cute. And now that we have the bookshelves there, I'm going to say we're going to want to update the curtains on that smaller window to be sill length. And I know that that has been like recent years of interior design. That's like against the law to have a curtain that's not all the way to the floor. But I'm going to say it's cool sometimes to have a sill length curtain. It needs to be a good quality curtain, like a heavy material so that it will hang well and not just like floof out like a hyperactive child. If you can get like a well-made curtain at sill length, I'm just saying I think it can be hot. And now it's time for a word from today's sponsor, Skims, which means
It's time to talk about my boobs. It's a little bit awkward, but I'll do it for you.
the weather is finally getting nice, which means I'm about to put on all my cute outfits. Thank God. I am so much hotter in the spring and summer than I am in the winter. I get very ugly in the winter. And one of the best ways to ruin a really cute outfit like this is by having the wrong bra. Right now I'm wearing the Skims Fits Everybody strapless bra, and there is no other strapless bra I will ever wear. I didn't even think I would ever wear a strapless bra. So let's start by admiring the shape. No weird wires coming out, just kind of looks like I'm wearing nothing. They have these removable straps, so I have a strap coming over here since this top is the asymmetrical one. And something really important, I'm gonna flash you my armpit. You can see from the way the strap attaches to the far outside of the bra, you do not get that weird muffin top overflow on your boob. All the details make all the difference. Now let's do a couple of before and afters, okay? Girl, we got before and we got after. This is what the strapless version looks like, before and after. Fun fact, this is the dress that I wore on Justin's and my first date over 3 years ago. Let's show it with 2 straps. Wow, chicka boom, wow. And when I tell you the dance moves I can do in this bra and it doesn't fall down, I'm not doing this thing all night, like, ow, hit the door a little bit. I'm talking about this, yeah, I'm talking about that. Yeah, like, I'm just good. I'm getting so stoked preparing my like cute spring summer outfits, and those finishing touches like having your outfit ironed, having the proper bra, having good support, not seeing messy straps, those are the things that make you look so polished. And you can shop my favorite bras and underwear at skims.com. And if you love me, let them know I sent you after checkout. They'll have a little survey, just click YouTube and my name. Mwah. And now that we have the bookshelves there, we can get some books up there. You can put plants on it for sure. Remember, plants bring in life. They're also sculptural and interesting and little kooks. It's also nice to add a plant when you have like a lot of rectangles elsewhere in your space. A plant is literally organic and an organic shape. You can put stuff from your travels, sculptural crap, books, whatever you want can go on your own bookshelves. Something else we're definitely going to want to get on those bookshelves is a sculptural lamp. It's gonna brighten up that corner. It's gonna balance out the curtains on the left side. And please make it sculptural. Don't let it just be some little pin lamp. Let it have a size. Let it have a presence. Or better yet, you could do like a hanging light. I think that would be cool. Use a little bit of that vertical space, you know what I mean? Something sculptural, something colorful. Maybe we make it deep red. Could be cool, I think. You don't have to get this hardwired. You can get like hanging pendant lamps that you just like put a hook on the wall, hook on the ceiling, and it hangs. I'll link a bunch, baby. Now let us talk, Sonder, about your couch. Your couch is tough, but it's just not helping you. It's obviously not offensive, but it's standing in your way. But I also know that lots of people are very reluctant to update their sofa. It feels like a big ordeal, and it can be. So if viewers are like resistant to updating their whole sofa, what you can do instead is try to update your accessories on the sofa. Your side table that goes next to the sofa, your pillows that go on the sofa. It won't be as good as just getting a non-gray, non-rectangular sofa, but it will definitely help a lot, and it can be a good in-between. So I would update with some dope throw pillows, okay? Now remember, a gray couch is nothing. It's nothing at all. So we need to do something up there. Let's add some pattern. Don't get a solid gray. I think we're going to inject a little bit of color. It can still be kind of muted color. I think that Room and Board, CB2, they both have a lot of like throw pillows that have like a cool masculine geometric pattern stuff. I'll link some. I would also say you can throw in a rectangular or lumbar shaped pillow, which I think there's something fun about that. I'm going to link a bunch of pillows that men don't have to be afraid of. Okay? Great. Cool. Now, let's think about the seating. Something that is helpful to think about is for every seat in your like living space or gathering space, you kind of want someone to be able to sit down and immediately have somewhere to put a drink, to put their phone, to put a book. No one reads anymore, but somewhere to put things down, basically. You don't want to have to like get up and do that awkward hunch over to the coffee table. The coffee table might be accessible from some seats, but there's probably others that it won't be as helpful. So I'd love to get a little side table on the end of the sofa. It also is just going to kind of be like a period on the end of the sentence that is our seating area. It kind of helps anchor it. Says this is the end. I don't know, puts a bow on top, whatever metaphor you want to use. And I believe that there might be a door right there. So If that is the case, I can't quite tell from the photos, then you can just do like a cocktail drinks table. That's a smaller one. It won't be too in the way, but it's still something where you can set down your drink or whatever. Then in addition to that, unless you want to sit knee to knee with your friends, which I know you don't, let's add a chair for like accent seating to make this more of a conversation circle instead of a line. All I can think of is like a shooting squad where they line you up. Shooting line, shooting squad, line squad, doesn't matter. Let's add an accent chair. And please, for the love of God, make it interesting. I would say make it something sculptural, something with a cool profile. A chair you want to sit in, not a chair that you're like, oh, this is the last option in the room. If it's like this big like hug of a chair that feels dope to sit in, like it feels good, it makes the room cool. I would totally buy one secondhand. Those are the coolest ones. Ideally, something with a little bit of pattern on it because we've got that solid monochromatic gray couch. Add a little interest in your chair. And there's a high chance that you don't maybe need this chair out day to day. So if you don't like having it out all the time, you can just push it up against that wall to make sure it's out of your way. And you guessed it, we're gonna need a little accent table for that chair too. Could be a smaller drinks table. And I like to have balance between like the visual weight of the seat and the visual weight of the accent table. So we have a really visually heavy, like grounded to the floor sofa. So we're going to get like a more spindly side table. And then for the chair, if you have a leggier chair, a chair that's more lifted off the ground, a chair a breeze could blow through, then you're going to want to get a more grounded side table. If that makes sense. And if you have a more grounded chair, you might want a leggier, visually lighter side table. Okay? Okay. What else do we want to do in here? I would say we could introduce like one additional accent color, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming or intense. I'm looking at your ceiling and there's such a cool like texture up there. Boards going across the ceiling. There's a little trim. I don't know what all is going on there. I only can see a little bit, but I'm going to say let's paint it. I love painting the ceiling. It's just so fun. It takes you so far in a room. Doing kind of like an ochre color or something that just has like a little bit of saturation to it, I think would be really fun. And you still can have a pretty pared down room. It's not overwhelming with color. It's not maximalist. There's just like a touch here, a touch there. It's very stately. It's very mature, but it's super interesting. And then the majority of the pieces that are in here can still just be moved around, moved into different rooms, moved if you move into other homes. Like they're not overly tying you to one color theme or one color palette. And y'all, we got a very vibey, very decorated, warm, welcoming, did I say vibey, space. We worked with the sofa that Sonder has, a sofa I know a lot of people have, but we gave it fun accessories. We worked with the art that he has, but we elevated it just slightly. We added some texture and natural materials into the room. We upgraded the cheap curtains to well-made curtains that have some texture. And then we added like one pop of color in the rug and a slight hue to the ceiling. So these are these little changes that don't seem as obvious. It almost seems more obvious to just like buy a new fancy sofa. And then that's expensive and people think, well, if that's the only option, then I guess I can't do it. No, that's not your only option. Or it seems like the only option is to like paint that back wall an accent forest green, God forbid. That's not your only option. There's more to life than this, okay? You can still keep all the white, all the bright, all the neutral, and that kind of like pared down feel and add texture, dimension, pattern, and a tiny little pop of color. Y'all, we did a great job today. Congratulations to us. so much to Sonder for submitting your space. And if you would like to submit your space, there are forms linked in this video, both for male subscribers, because I make these kinds of videos, and then there's other form submissions for non-male, non-bachelor subscribers. I love making these videos. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you do, like, subscribe. There's more of these coming your way, and we're gonna have a great time. Love ya. Bye.